Mythical folks of YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heiracles, yes, welcome you here today. I've got something special for you. Yes, under the eyes of all watching Zeus and across the seas, Air is going to be teaming up with Appius to show off a feature that represents Heiracles 9th labor. Now, yes, Hercules, but we're renaming him to Heiracles just for the sake of this video and to make you all hurt with bad puns. We see he sailed across the ocean to Pontus with a host of troops, where he was going to meet Queen Hippolyta. Yeah, I may be pronouncing it wrong, but we're gonna have to get past it. And she made her home in Themyscira, something like that. His task was to take a bridle that her father Ares had given her, okay? Seems like a simple enough task. Well, some things in life are just not that simple. Now, as she was just about to hand it over, Hera infiltrated the Amazon horde and convinced the women that Hercules was there to kidnap Hippolyta, and they assaulted his men on the beach. And Hercules had to defeat a great host of them and took one captive that he used to barter. In the end, Hippolyta gave him the bridle, like she had planned to do anyway. But again, if you're going to do something, you got to do it the hard way, and that's the way this one ended up. So what we are doing here is kind of recreating this in a fun way. I'll be playing as Argos, and Appius will be representing Hippolyta and her Amazons. And you all get to see a chance here, or you get to see the story of Heiracles and his 9th labor. Will it be like you hear in mythology? Or will this be a whole new story where things flip on its head? Check it out. Hope you enjoy it. What's going on? Heiracles here, that's right. I'm not only here bringing you a video today, I will be fully indulging in a lot of bad puns. So as described in the intro, it's going to be Hercules' 9th labor, or in this case, Heiracles' 9th labor. Thanks to Appius for setting up the scenario and inviting me to play. I think you all are going to enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to be playing as Argos, and I have a fighter, Ravager, or whatever they're called here, maybe a champion. I don't remember exactly which one I picked. He's got the lion hat on to represent the fact that we'd already, done the first labor where it defeated the Nemean lion, I believe. I don't know all this history, by the way, so if I get it wrong, I apologize. I'm going off what I've been told, that I might get it wrong. On the other side, Appius is going to be playing as the Hippolyta. Again, if I pronounce it wrong, forgive me. She's going to be playing as the Amazons. And so this is going to represent that. As far as my infantry, I've got quite a bit of heavy infantry. Some of them are only medium infantry, but they're elites. That's my Argive swordsmen. I've got some heavy renowned axemen. I've got some heavy shielded spearmen. I've got 5 units of renowned Argive slingers, a couple of centaurs, and then a centaur lancer, as well as some cheap spears that are just making up a backline. And as for the Amazon army, there's going to be some units of swords. There's some black spear units, which are fast two-handed spear units. Some elite infantry, and then there's going to be a lot of cavalry. We'll check out some of that cavalry. Let's go take a look at the battlefield. First of all, CA, please, let's get maps like this into Warhammer. Look at this map. You all saw some of it in the intro scene. Good grief, this map is beautiful. Sometimes there's even like a big sea monster like popping up out of the water behind us over here. Look at that. Why don't we get maps like this? CA, please. Alright, so I talked to you about some of the units in my army. I'll first start off by kind of introducing you to my heavy infantry. I haven't turned on the debug camera yet, so I can't always get quite the angle I want, but I'll do my best. There's my renowned axemen. There's the heavy spears. And then my most specialty unit here is these Argive swordsmen. Or swordmasters, sorry. The Argive swordmasters come with some interesting bonuses. They have a bonus versus axes, swords, and large, and they do armor-piercing missile damage prior to battle. So they are an interesting elite medium infantry. Here is Heiracles. So see me. I love how the lion hat like pops when you get in closer. CA, please. Here's my armored Argive slingers. These guys are pretty decked out, very high damage slingers. And then my light spearmen holding up the rear. Now let's go take a look at the Amazon army led by Appius. And so Appius is here to give me a fight because supposedly I had captured Hippolyta and was going to be ransoming her, so, or at least they thought that's what I was here to do, I believe is the way the story goes. So they're fighting me when all I really want here is a bridle and to just be on my way. But, Hera's gonna cause her problems. It is what it is. So here are the Amazons. Let's take a look at their sword units. These are Amazon swordsmen. Or, sorry, look at me. I'm about to get in trouble. These are Amazon swordswomen. My bad. They'll no doubt slay me and teach me a lesson. Here they are, coming under some pretty heavy armored Argive slinger fire. And here is the Lord, is a fighter champion. So here she is, bringing her Amazons to battle. The big component of this army from Appius is going to be, we got horsewomen out here, which is a medium, mounted, a medium cavalry. They're going to be pretty tough, pretty decent units. And then there are even more over here, more medium cavalry, so a ton of medium cavalry. And then he Vanguard deployed the Black Spears, hoping to get in behind and pressure my army from behind. I'm pretty happy to take the infantry fight to start this thing. He's going to use some of his cavalry. I'm pretty okay with that. My axemen are going to be the only ones over here who don't really have a bonus versus the cavalry. And the Amazon swordswomen are quickly put to rout by my heavy infantry. This is not really surprising. The Amazons don't really have the world's best infantry, at least not in my findings so far. But they have a second line of their, what is this, Aristomakoi here, which is their, is that the name of it? Sorry, I got the wrong unit. Yeah, no, that's what it is. So that's their elite sword unit that's coming in, and they're going to fare a lot better. Not to mention, Appius still has a lot of cavalry moving around. I'm trying to intercept some of it with my light spears. And he's also doing an excellent job bringing his black spears up, and he's managed to catch some of my armored Argive slingers in melee, and this is really not great for me. I've got to keep these guys safe, so I'm bringing in some spearmen to try and counter that, so they are charging forward. And then as far as what Hercules is up to, he has started a duel between himself and the Amazon leader. And so far the duel is going pretty good for Herc, as we might expect. He's quite the duelist. So he's got her locked into combat, and the combat will continue. Meanwhile, Appius is using his Amazon cavalry to try and get some breakthroughs on my infantry, and I am doing my best to try and protect my slingers. You can see over here, he's using his cavalry to swarm and interrupt some of my units. Hercules is about to rout the Amazon leader, so there she goes. He routs her. Took some pretty decent damage, about half his hit points. Look, here comes more black spears. So Appius really ramping up the pressure on my armored Argive slingers, and I'm doing everything I can to try and keep them safe. Now look, cavalry pressure from the other side, so I've spent a lot of money on these slingers, and he's doing an excellent job. I had to bring my centaurs over here to help intercept his Amazon horsewomen. So again, you can see my my armored Argive slingers running for their lives. I do have infantry here still, and I'm doing my best to try and fend off this horde of cavalry. Fortunately, again, my Argive swordmasters actually have a bonus versus large, which will be really helpful for me. But it's not to say that his cavalry isn't causing some pretty substantial damage. See one of my Argive swordmasters tied down here, and they are getting cut up pretty badly. What is an epically bloody battle going on at the moment. So Appius working hard to keep things close. I do have some centaur scouts here. I'm going to bring them in to try and put some pressure on these horsewomen. You can see a lot of nice cycle charging in the horsewomen. Some places they're kind of getting stuck with the black spears, and the other horses keep cycling, looking for a way to cause some extra damage, and it really is drawing out the fight and making things a lot more challenging for Hercules. Again, you can see my centaur scouts here, but now they've gotten tied down with black spears, and my centaur scouts can't hang in a fight like that for very long, and so they don't.
You have lost a unit.
I do have some Argive swordmasters, though, coming back to try and clean up this fight. And Hercules has taken a lot of damage. He's tied up with some black spears right now, and he's not exactly in a great place. But you can see that the Aristeia is starting to build up, and I'll be able to heal a little bit. The Amazonian leader managed to come back from routing and is fighting her way through some light spearmen back here. So it's coming quite close as to whether Hercules will be able to win this battle and potentially claim the bridle. You can see from the power bar here, though, it is starting to swing. If that Aristeia fills all the way up, I'll be able to increase his power and then heal back some hit points as well. And it is just about full. And honestly, the Argive swordmasters are really bailing me out right now. This unit has 220 kills, It's just really owning. But you can see the Amazons did a great job of scattering my armored Argive slingers, and really caused quite a lot of damage. They still have some cavalry left, but with the Aristea full and available, I'll be able to take advantage of that here very shortly, and I'm hoping that that will help tilt the scale of this battle completely and totally into the favor of Heiracles. Yes, the most powerful warrior in the ancient world, and it was because of his bad puns. The puns were so bad that most of his enemies fell dead right on the spot. Wasn't even a fight. So there goes the Aristea with Zeus looking down on him. Look at the god race. Oh my gosh, this game is beautiful. CA, please put this in Warhammer. Except make it even better too, because this game's a year old now. Look at me, I'm getting greedy now. It's okay. Anyway, you can see the Amazon leader regrouping, and I'm happy to just heal the hit points back, and that is enough that it starts to swing the battle, and army losses are going to take effect at this point, and Heiracles is going to be successful in obtaining the bridle from Hippolyta and her Amazons. Hippolyta, again, however you pronounce this, I don't really know. You all can feel free to bash all over me in the comments, but thanks to Appius for setting this up. It was really fun. He really loves this game, and I'm going to be making some videos in this game. I'm sure I will never cover it the way that he has, because he's covered it extremely well, I think better than anybody else on YouTube. He's been playing the multiplayer, and honestly, the multiplayer is pretty fun. And I've always said that about this game. The battles are actually pretty fun. They've been very underrated. I think it's partly because a lot of people were put off by that truth behind the myth thing, where it was just kind of like lukewarm to mythology, lukewarm to history, and made neither party happy. And now that we're seeing the full mythology, like seeing centaurs run around on the battlefield is super fun. So I don't know, but the game had a lot of good mechanics anyway, in my opinion. The weight class differences between units makes a real big difference. All the different terrain features on the map, mud, long grass, trees, all that kind of stuff, shallow water, they make a big difference in the way that the map plays, and there's a real cool ambiance to all the maps too. And so I don't know, I'm really enjoying what I see out of Troy. I'm excited for it to launch on Steam. It'll be coming later in August, I believe. I haven't looked up all the dates this moment, but I'll try and put a link in the description of the Steam store if it's something that you're interested in. And of course, I'm only being able to play this because CA gave us early access, so appreciate them being willing to do that as well. But yeah, thanks to Appius. Let's take a look at some of my units, like these Argive Swordmasters here, the gold value of 2111, which is almost double what they cost. This one hit 1264, even after being savaged by his cavalry. They got absolutely mauled. And then my Axemen did pretty darn well too. It was the Spears. This one, at least, didn't come to a good value. This one survived and managed to get a pretty solid value. And then the Light Spears, I didn't expect a lot out of them in terms of gold value. They were mostly just chaff. But let's take a look at these armored Argive Slingers. These things cost about 600 and some odd gold each. And one right here paid for itself. Two, yeah, so only two of them actually paid for themselves. The others didn't get the value, so I mean, credit to Appius and his Amazons here. They were really doing a lot. I don't know the gold value that these horsewomen cost, but he had a few of them that picked up some decent value. And then if we look at his elite infantry, you can see that the elite infantry just weren't able to cut the mustard against my own. And then as far as the sword units, they got absolutely slain. The Black Spears, however, look at this: 1160 value, 1044, 1393, 1047. Yeah, these Black Spears were totally getting their value out, so he did a really nice job with those units, considering that they're kind of a cheaper two-handed spear unit. I say cheaper. Let's go see how much they cost out of curiosity with the Black Spears. Because that one I'm not familiar with, but I would assume they're cheaper because they're a light two-handed spear, but some of them are elites, and they come with much better damage, so I'm not 100% certain. Let's go pick the Amazons here. Look at the Black Spear. Okay, yeah, they're 700, but all of them were easily well above their cost. So I think that's a definite fair trade. You got Amazon Chargers. That was not the one I used. It was the Black Spears here. So some excellent work out of the Black Spears. Anyway, appreciate the battles from Appius. If you all enjoy it, I'm probably going to be playing more. I think when the game releases, we'll play some multiplayer for it in my streams as well. I really want you all to see more of the multiplayer, and if you do, there's a ton of multiplayer up right now over on Appius's channel. feel free to go check it out. I'll have him linked. And again, appreciate his help here. And not only in just making the videos, but as I've mentioned before, Appius is a moderator in my Discord and on my YouTube channel. He's basically a founder of the Discord. Does a ton of work for me, and so he's really fantastic. You should definitely go check it out, and I appreciate all his help. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. Hope you all enjoyed it. I will see you soon.